We also see many young women are excluded from the job market. So in Africa, among the more than 500 million youth, half of them are female. And then within the female, 50% of them are employed, as opposed to 64% for the male population. However, when we look at the NEET populations who are out of the job market or training, we see 62 million females are NEET, or 24% of them. So remaining in the NEET section, so for similar education levels, for both the female and the male, when we compare them, the female tends to be like, or are highly likely to be NEET compared to the male population, even though they have similar education. For example, when you look at the female population, 25% of the female population with tertiary education remains NEET, whereas 8%, only 8% of the male with tertiary education remain NEET for the male population. Next slide. Now comparing the employed youth between the female and the male, we see females are more likely to work in the service sector in Africa. However, when we look a little bit deeper and then see where are actually these females working, within this service sector, we see majority of the females working in the most informal subsectors of that service sector. Next slide. And among these working female, even though they're working, 37% of these employed youth still lives in a household that is below the poverty line. So if you have like 10 females, 4 of them still lives under extreme poverty despite being employed. And the people who are working, among those, 34% of them still lives under extreme poverty. So that means they cannot afford to not work, but even though they're working, they still lives under extreme poverty. And we also see many young women are excluded from the job market. And then thirdly, there is an opportunity to improve protection for 90% or majority of the employed youth in Africa, especially for the female youth who are mostly engaged in low productive and unpaid care work.